Have fun commentating on Team Liquid versus MIBR.
Thanks, brother. Have fun chilling. Have fun having a drink of water, sitting back, relaxing for a little bit. Liquid MIBR. Look, you could say all the positive things you want out of Liquid, but real talk, the level we saw out of Insani against Navi the other day can beat anyone.
Dude, that's why I think they've gotten away with one, not getting Inferno here. I thought we would definitely see MIBR willing to play that, but Liquid have been able to ban it out towards the end, so I think they got away with it. I think that could have been quite a tough match.
Which is a good call. I was worried. I was like, if Liquid come into this and pick Inferno, because they did play it twice and win it twice against Fury, against Gamer Legion, they might have had some false sense of security on it, but maybe that watching that game that Insani played in Benin, they were like, you know what, let's just not mess with this whatsoever. Pistol round is live. Execute towards the A bomb site coming in. You've got JKS playing back towards the ticket. Looks like he's going to get mollied off the position, although a missed Molotov. That was towards triple. Thankfully, nobody's home.
Yeah, nobody at triple. No one to worry about as MIBR start to move into the bomb site. A lot of space being taken, and Team Liquid are just going to have to accept the fact that the bomb is going down. But they've got a flank going on quite quickly through T-spawn. It's not just one player. There's two coming through T-spawn. And Twist is the man with a kit in utility, but he's currently pinned in the ladder room.
Yeah, and I think he's going to have a tough time getting involved in the action with that kit. You got two players pushed up in jungle, one by Khan, and he's going to be the only player coming from this. So all the success has to come on this flank. And Yakinder, beautiful shot to start things off.
Yeah, one of the players that was talking about that we have to look out for today. And well, he's taken down by his counterpart in Insani. Great shots from Localzi coming in on the follow-up. Ultimate fighting back here for Liquid. Remember, Twist is the guy with the kit, but he's still in connector and needs a headshot real quick as they start to move in. They've got to get on that defuse soon, and the time is the problem. Not enough of it. Team Liquid will take all of the kills, but MIBR take the pistol round win.
Yeah, pistol rounds have been a real issue for Team Liquid throughout this event. CT side pistols, they're now 1-3 with the loss here. T side pistols, they have yet to win one, so really struggling to get those positive starts and halves. Really struggling to win this round, and this is just a nice, easy take, as easy as it can be for MIBR. And just due to the retake nature of two players coming on the flank, two from CT spawn, that kit not involved in action until it's way, way too late to even get there. 1-0 for MIBR.
Force by short away here for Team Liquid. Want to get the scout out for Ultimate. 2 MP9s, 2 Deagles. Now MIBR are ready for the A execution, so a simple call. And one player here to try and defend it. It's Ultimate out towards Ticket. And the scout, without being smoked at CT, actually has an open range.
Yeah, no Molotov, or there's a one flashbang coming. I was going to say, no flashbangs to take him off the angle, but that one just blinds him enough. But the tags are everything, and as they... okay, more than a tag.
Yeah, when you hit the head, it's an instant kill. And with Twist fighting back, Insani gone. A 4v3 for Team Liquid. At least actually getting something back here, but the shots through the smoke from Naf, followed up and finished off by JKS, has put MIBR in a position where only 2 players are currently surviving, and there's no bomb planted.
Yeah, and this should slow down because there's no utility for MIBR. They have no smoke to block off CT where they know Ultimate Scout is. Liquid have to play a really, really concerted game here at the end of the day. Don't give away those kills. Trades there. And so is the follow-up, and Liquid respond with a second round victory off the back of Ultimate's opening headshot kill. Liquid snatch a round away.
Great force by win here for Team Liquid. May have lost the pistol to time, but come back swinging immediately, and a great shot from Ultimate to kick things off. Disruption of the smokes. A lot of damage being done through the smokes, not even having to get involved in fair fights against MIBR. And Twist is going to celebrate that one. It's going to be likely a force spike coming up again here from MIBR. They don't have a lot of money, so they're going to throw everything they've got into this, and that results in Tech 9s, P250, some Mag 10. Not the prettiest for the Brazilians, but they're going to gather a B.
Now Lukowski's going to lead the way. Naf to defend. And already they're going to push towards his position, going defensive. M4 over on Catwalk as well. Naf, saved by Yakinder. Good teamwork, good crossfire at range.
Drop getting taken out as well, and this force buy is going to come to a close. MIBR, you can see the attempt. You know, try and speed out the B bomb site, overwhelm the forces of B. Maybe get a bomb plan, maybe create enough chaos with these pistols that you have a shot at winning it, but that's not to be the case. So Team Liquid are going to win 2 rounds in a row. And
the bigger problem for that for MIBR is they don't even get a kill with any of these pistols. They invested everything they had into this round, and you almost find one at the end of the day on Naf, but Safe going to go down last. And that money for Team Liquid has a chance to grow, and very early on the CT side can start getting comfortable in terms of economy, which is not always a luxury you have on the CT side. So Liquid's going to be pleased with how this is kicked off.
Oh, very true. Team Liquid didn't make the last major. This is their first CS2 major. They missed out on it and decided that a whole rebuild was needed again.
Well, that was the disaster lineup that kind of prompted, you know, the entire Twist switching to take over the team and be the in-game leader, be the kind of leadership figure outside the squad as well. Bring in Ultimate with the scouting that he did there, and obviously bring in JKS in, who he played with back on FaZe when they won Katowice. JKS is a stand-in. Twist has always had positive things to say about that experience of playing with JKS, so he's worked this team into exactly what he wants it to be. And now we get to see the results of it at this major. For MIBR as well, made some pretty big changes over the last year and a half as well, bringing saffee and drop in. All that experience playing deep into majors with Furia, playing back in the semifinals over at the IM Rio major. And obviously the big signing back in September of Buchholz.
And I think it's very interesting to see Drop kind of become the in-game leader role inside of the team. You know, especially when you talk about the semi-final placings in IEM Rio, you look at Drop's reaction after losing the game, obviously very upset. Would have learned a lot as the youngest member of that team and started to grow into this MIBR roster.
I mean, you can tell, obviously, like, in-game leaders aren't exactly growing on trees these days. We're having a lot of players having to slide in.
Manufacture them.
Yeah, slide into that position. You take an experienced player to move into that role. I think Twist was very vocal in that he wanted to try in-game leading, but I think his was more a motivation of wanting to be the leader of the team.
I'm probably looking for another accomplishment to grab. Well, Naf doing a great job at taking 2 out, but eventually ran out of ammo. Has left him out of the apartment, so the bomb plant goes down. So all in all, not a bad result here for MIBR, considering 0 investment. They'll get a bomb plant, some extra cash going into their buy round in the next.
Yeah, not the biggest deal in the world as well, losing Naf if you're Team Liquid, because the buy is going to be coming out regardless, so it doesn't really matter if you stop the plan or not. You'd like to upgrade that Galil, I would imagine, to an M4 that was dropped by Naf.
Perhaps picked up already?
Well, Ultimate will be able to buy the AWP if he wants it. So Naf takes the Galil over towards the B bomb site. And the AWP is in the field of play for both teams. saffee has it as well. 0 kills for saffee, 8 kills to start the map for Ultimate. 2 per round so far.
Yeah, he's had a great start into this game, but this is where it really matters. We obviously talked about Insani a lot when it came to that Na'Vi performance. He was the key that allowed them to get that victory versus Na'Vi, but saffee was involved in a lot of that as well. Excited to see what kind of performance he's bringing today. Can he allow MIBR to take the next step into the playoffs? We've got Drop peeking out top mid.
Opening defense for Liquid is aggressive. Yakinder's dropped into the underpass. He has Buchholz moving in his position. He's got to hold the angle. His hair is draped over the monitor, so he is locked in.
Dude, it's crazy. How does he see anything? Like, how does he see anything? His hair is literally behind the monitor.
It's so funny to me. Hair literally hanging over the monitor.
Yakindo's going to be the first player to start wearing VR headsets playing Counter-Strike.
Yeah, might have to be. Might save his eyesight. Well, good damage on a Drop to start things off. The AWP needs to get switched out. And Drop will bring that and the bomb back to the A site. So going to try and turn this into a split. saffee, one more window smoke for Buchholz.
Exit. Grabbing Yakindar, making quick work of him. 40 seconds remaining in the round. And JK's going to swing into the fight. Bomb going down. Second player unable to topple. And so Exit stands strong for a squad, but Ultimate chiming in again. 9-0. What a start to this map. What a start to the day for Ultimate, but his teammates are going down, and so more pressure lands on the Roland's shoulders, and he doesn't care. Exit thrust away. The AWP finally punished, and Ultimate will have his first death, but it's Naf to clutch, and he climbs up on top of Ticket, but they canceled the plant, and Insani drops it.
I don't think he had his Galil ready for that fight. Was pulling it out as he jumped up and couldn't actually take a shot. A long drawn-out round that Liquid end up losing. AWP is picked up again to be passed over to Ultimate. Had great impact, but the miskill from JKS on ramp, the follow-up, he thought it was clear after he was flashed in. I like the play. Yakinder's aggression gets information, but just a missed fight from JKS there, and Twist gets mollied out of position. And Ultimate just stays pinned down. A beautiful shot from Insani on the pop-up.
shot from Ultimate.
And this is great to see if you're Liquid, because Ultimate, obviously coming in, we all know the hot start he had in this Team Liquid roster that was like, holy hell, how have they found this guy? How has he just come out of nowhere
but
to be dominant?
I think those expectations started to temper.
Yeah, he had a little bit of a drop-off. There was a little bit of an adjustment period. Kind of the general thought his team started looking into his positioning, where he liked to play, the decisions he liked to make, and started getting comfortable playing against him. But it's awesome to see him, for Team Liquid, stepping up right now. A big piece of this team's strength. With him comfortable at the B bomb site, deep peer in towards Halls. Liquid able to stack 4 rifles at the A bomb site. Ultimate safe from catwalk, so you don't really need to defend it all that much.
Oh, a long-winded fight, and Lakalzi is going to take Twists away. So Team Liquid going to have to play with a 4v4 instead of the advantage that they once held. But Yekindar and JKS look at a crossfire together, with JKS playing under the wood and Yekindar at Sandwich. This is a strong hold that'll be difficult to break apart for MIBR. So JKS goes out in the swing first, and he doesn't even need his teammate. JKS gets 2, then burns away.
Set some big games for Liquid as well throughout this major run that they've had. JKS putting in some work. Good double kill at the A bomb site, holding down the fort. And Drop, all he's got left to do is save this AK-47.
Battle of 2 young in-game leaders. But Twist is 5 years older than Drop.
5 years his senior.
5 years his senior. And for Drop, 20 years old, being an in-game leader of a squad, looking to progress into the playoffs of a major this early on in your in-game leadership is an impressive result for Drop if he's able to accomplish it today. But it's going to be difficult, given the veto and given the opposition he's up against.
It's always fun for me being back in the PGL studios here in Bucharest, just because this was the studio where Twist really broke out into the scene back at the PGL Krakow. I guess it would be the minors or the major qualifier back then. They had a triple overtime match against Flipside, which was Electronic's breakout game as well, and Electronic and Twist going head-to-head, hitting like 40 frags each across those overtimes. It was an absolutely incredible game.
Yeah, discovering some of the Counter-Strike's best players ever. Twist obviously went on to become the most decorated North American.
Yeah, 2 Grand Slams.
Just one of the most decorated Counter-Strike players in general, really.
Yeah, the Antwerp Major champion with FaZe. He's done well for himself since then. That was a devastating loss they experienced. Spoilers. But obviously has had plenty of success since then. JKS going to slide out into the open. There is just that one hero AK-47, and the timing works perfectly for JKS. Roland hits the shot. Ultimate hits the shot on the jump. Roland's just such a fun name to say. JKS
especially when he's from Poland. JKS waiting under the wood. JKS climbing up on top of the ladder. But he's stuck on it. He got stuck to the top. Unfortunately, his teammates taking everyone down in the site. And a little bit awkward for JKS. He managed one of Lakalzi before going down. But a 4v2 should be comfortable to close here for Team Liquid as they leap into 5.
Yeah, Twist steps up and says, I'll find out where you are. Exit goes down. Safe trying to make the run all the way to the other side of the map, but Naf's already got a feeling. Rotating over, he'll be in market. There's no access to the bomb site. No access to the bomb plant. Naf, the insurance policy. It'll be 5-2 for Team Liquid, and a pretty solid start. Even the round they lost, it felt like they had under their control, but the ensuing round, no issues whatsoever. And if Ultimate is going to be getting his 1 to 2 kills every round with the AWP, MIBR is going to have a tough time. They might want to maybe drop away from kind of the default spread style where this op can really exploit you. Find its one pick here or there. This might be a world where, okay, they've got a lot of money. Let's get into the bomb site, get a bomb plant, force them to retake. And even if we lose, we can take out a lot of players. We can do damage to the economy, start grinding it down. But MIBR need to find a way to have some impact on this T side. We're now 7 rounds in. And they're going to be running out of time shortly to put rounds on the board.
Well, Drop is going to lean on the experience of his coach, Knack, as he turns behind him. As a coach has been a part of 3 majors, including not including this one. Was with Luminosity for 2 of them at ESL 1 Cologne 2015. DreamHack Open, Cluj-Napoca 2015. So pretty early on, quarterfinals in both of those. And for MIBR, he was in the challenger stage of the Antwerp Major.
Liquid's being very aggressive at this A ramp. Second time they've flashed into it. JKS wants to stick around. Oh, he wants to go for more. There's the flash over. Almost two, but great damage onto Insani. But again, just disrupting. Even if you only go 1 for 1, even if you only get damage on that second player, MIBR's like, damn, now they know exactly what we were lining up to do.
Yeah, and out of the timeout, immediately your party is spoiled. And Ultimate shouldn't go any further than the angle he's currently holding with the AWP.
They had the idea I was discussing as well, going for an execute. And now look at this, more disruption as Yakinder pushes towards top middle.
And the timing's favorable as well. He gets behind the box just before he's spotted. And so Yakinder has a really powerful position behind the top mid boxes. He can peek out, but not looking at him. And it should be more than one, but they were able to react quick enough. And Yakinder goes back, his second kill, and Yakinder nearly takes everybody with him. Eventually stopped by drop, but at this point of the round, there is not a whole lot of hope here for MIBR.
Blay on the desk talked about it a lot as well. Yakinder, throughout this major cycle, has been showing an improved level. Probably not the Yakinder of old that was just very, very dominant, one of the craziest entry fragging, playmaking, space-taking guys we had coming out of the online era and maybe his early days in Liquid. But he's getting back to this point where his aggression is having a lot of impact for Team Liquid. And once again, you have JKS aggressive on A ramp to take away the initial plan of MIBR, and then Yakinder with the information slides up middle to take away the second option for MIBR, and another round where they just can't even play. MIBR is getting beat way too early in these rounds, and all they can do is save once again.
Feels just way too easy right now for Team Liquid. They're building so much money up as well in this half that MIBR is just going to have to play against buy rounds for the rest of the half. And best case scenario, and it looks completely unlikely, is that MIBR will be able to tie the scoreline up. But it doesn't look like that's going to be happening anytime soon.
This is a cool CT side, though. I mean, one of the criticisms you'd levy towards Team Liquid with this kind of roster and the constitution of players is how passive it feels. Like Twist kind of has had some of his aggressiveness taken away as the leader, kind of orchestrating things. Naf and JKS, notoriously two of the most passive players we've got. And Liquid's finding ways to work Yakinder around the map to put him in aggressive positions, activate JKS, so he's involved in the action early in the game. And it's panning out very well. MIBR try and pick up the pace, gain some map control, and get in positions where they can negate the aggression, and they've done just that. Utility to back Naf off the angle of Catwalk. I say they've accomplished that, but Yakinder has no fear.
No, none whatsoever. And he's going to be moving closer and closer to T-spawn.
He can count the grains of sand on this map.
Well, Ultimate waiting for the eventual push in towards B. Should be able to claim the life at least one here. And then Yakindar's flying. How much does he want to push it?
He's going to clear mid first, so there's a little extra seconds for MIBR to pull this off. The problem is you're going up against Ultimate, who's been incredible.
Well, he misses this one, and he's dinked. A lot of pressure being applied, but the triple run has come out instead. Ultimate got, so it's on Naf instead. And under the window, he's got one, but plenty of help from his teammates, plenty of help from his friends.
And I think JKS even grabs the kill coming up Catwalk late that Naf was worried about. He turns for it, and JKS finds it from the A bomb site. So this time, it's not the aggression that kills MIBR. It's the aggression that gets information of what's coming, and everyone knows where to look. Split towards the B bomb site fails. And today, where we saw MIBR's T-side bury Na'Vi on Inferno a few days back, the offense here is ineffective. They did play this map and their series loss to Vitality yesterday. It was 13-3 in the favor of Vitality, a devastating loss for MIBR. And shades of that coming back here against Team Liquid.
MIBR, once again, trying to lean on this A play. Hasn't been all that successful. Yakindar's going to play it sandwich again. JKS roaming the bomb site. And they've got Ultimate, who is now comfortable enough to peek out on the side of the smokes. Hoping he can catch one towards ramp, but they're not giving him any fights just yet. JKS peeks out from under the wood again. He's always the first man to take contact, and this time it's Naf flanking. He's so quick to get it behind.
Yeah, but I think the hit pausing made him kind of second guess and say, I don't actually want to give anything up. He's going to come in late. Yakinder goes down after a double, and JKS handling business. Naf might not even be needed, but no reason for Liquid to take any deaths, so JKS backs away, lets Ultimate clean things up. 8-2, a 6-round lead, and no issues for Team Liquid. They've got plenty of money for these remaining rounds.
Yeah, they're keeping this in complete control of the Team Liquid defense. A 13-2 scoreline on the board of Ultimate already. 13-2 KD is crazy.
And they've never stopped moving, Team Liquid. Whenever they sense that there's quiet in some part of the map, this time it's NAF. Like, they're always challenging the extremities to get information, to get flanks, to be disruptive. And MIBR, through the 10 rounds of play that have been completed, haven't been able to get a hold of that or stop it whatsoever.
Similar move that we've seen drop attempt in this half, which is get out behind this top mid smoke and try and isolate some fights up short with the smoke up, and it works out this time. Yakinder to fall short and twist some warning shots as he goes back into connector. There's no trade.
Good shot from Drop. This is maybe the best round they've had in since the guns came out, essentially. A man advantage is a luxury they haven't been able to play with. Download those smokes.
Ultimate, a little bit too quick for his own good. Sees a shoulder, and look at that from JKS. The push into insani, that's going to be so frustrating. Insani had grenades in his hands, and JKS just walks into a free kill.
And again, it's the indication of what that means. Molotov going to go underneath balcony from the halls, so he's like, okay, there's going to be an A push. They were trying to line up and execute, so I'm just going to smoke off ramp, destroy that whole concept. And once again, MIBR not able to slide into exactly what they want to do. They have to go for the audible, have to go for plan B, and look at Liquid shifting across the map already.
Yeah, and look at the time. That's also a massive problem here for MIBR. You have 30 seconds left to get into this B bomb site. And Twist is waiting in the side. He'll call for his fellow Canadian to come over and try and help.
Big X factor here is Lucalzi in middle.
But we know how good Twist is at holding down this B bomb site when asked. He's got Naf to take the first contact. Damage done. And yeah, Lucalzi does not turn out to be the X factor as Twist executes exit on the bomb. It is now safe, fighting in the apartments and trying to fall away. His teammate Lucalzi will be there to protect him, but a 9th round rings out for Team Liquid.
MIBR is getting schooled right now. This isn't even like any kind of, the individual is playing very well for Team Liquid, but it's their decision making and the timing and all the information they gather. I know I keep coming back to it, but this is Liquid tactically winning this game from the CT side. MIBR, it feels like they've had maybe one round early on where they got to actually play the tactic they call. Everything since then has been Liquid dictating where they have access to on the map. Timed pushes, defensive utility, a disruptive mentality that has ruined MIBR and Mirage.
Well, Knack with a second time out here. We'll try and figure out how to get this last round of the half for MIBR. This team currently look completely dismayed at the fact that they are being destroyed. Nowhere they can go. Haven't been able to play their game. As cliche as that is, they have not been able to play their game, Jason, whatsoever.
No. They've got to be so frustrated at this point. Especially when you consider they won the pistol. Lost the second round. Won a gun round, lost the next one, and then it's just they've had no chance since then. A lot of the conversation around Liquid, if they do end up qualifying for the major, is going to be the route they've been able to take to get here. Relatively easy strength of run to qualify for the majors. Furia, Gamer Legion, MIBR. Did lose to Navi. But you got a couple very fortunate draws throughout this Swiss system, but you come in and you just handle business like this, and it's kind of hard to argue how much more of a dominant team you are.
No, slowing things down in the underpass. Insani has lost a lot of his health.
Timing is everything for Yakinder.
Yeah, he's going to back away into the ladder room, allowing Ultimate to take a peek down into connector. There's a boost going up in the window.
Double boost.
And MIBR have got control of the window room. Got to be worried about this at some point. There's your Team Liquid, but Ultimate not considering it, and now they're about to find out the hard way. JKS turns, but Ultimate has now been alerted in time, but he's stuck at the bottom of the stairs with AWP, and he misses the first shot. Gets into the smoke, and somehow gets away into the connector. He can take safe down a short, and Ultimate making the most of this moment. He's still alive, somehow, some way, and a 2v2 as Ultimate turns back, another one from connector, bomb at his feet, an exit left to fight on this 1v2.
Like
Desperately needs this round with 8 seconds left. It has to be about kills. He's got Ultimate, but Naf is just a chill guy, and he's going to hang out at that B-bomb site.
Ultimate disappearing into the smoke. That has to be such a frustrating half for MIBR. I'm stunned at how outplayed they were in every single situation. I think towards the end, just so knocked off their game. And that was such a timid MIBR. Where against Na'Vi, we saw like the relentless aggression and insani playing with crazy confidence. They seemed so scared and uncomfortable in every situation moving around the map. Liquid just harassing them every step of the way. And no player could find any sort of confidence or comfort in how they wanted to handle Mirage. 2-10 in the opening half. Now we switch over. Liquid going to be on the T side. And once again, point to their pistol round history. They've won 0 T-side pistols in their games here in the elimination stage. If they get there first, that would be a nice way to close this out quickly and easily, with no stress.
Just get the job done. Team Liquid's map pick. Up next is Nuke. We'll definitely expect MIBR to be better versed on that map. We'd imagine they get into the series a little bit. Yeah,
I mean, that is an important piece of context. This is at the bottom, rock bottom of MIBR's map pool. I guess we can kind of see why.
Mm-hmm. It's the bedrock. Ultimate JKS twist. They move out mid. They're going to be charging towards Lakazi, who actually gets hit up the face by utility of his own teammates, and that molly doesn't go as deep as they would have liked. So Lakazi then swings behind it. JKS and Yakindar come charging through. Now insani has to focus on short and this site. He's done very well to peek out for the first, but plenty more headshots required from insani, and he just is not going to be landing them. Twist on the follow-up with 2 on the P250, and Team Liquid win the pistol round in emphatic fashion.
Yeah, very convincing. No one from MIBR able to stop anything. Yeah, relentless aggression from Team Liquid and the Glocks as they keep swinging. Good openings provided up catwalk. Good peek from Yakinder out in halls to grab one more kill to open up the bomb site for his teammates streaming in. 11-2. It's an 8-round run if you lead back to the first half.
Exit close towards Kindar, and nothing saved. Not a thing for MIBR. No positives in this pistol.
I think we talked about this in like a previous series as well that we casted a lot. Is the idea of trying to play yourself back into a series. Like use this. You're gonna lose this map, right? Like it feels like everyone knows it. Viewers know it. Liquid know it. MIBR knows they're gonna lose this map. But get a few rounds here at the end when you get the guns out. Get a stretch of 3 or 4 before Liquid are able to close out this map. Give yourself something positive to go into the break between maps with. It's really reaching and scraping the bottom of the barrel in terms of value, in terms of positives that you can take away from this. But anything that feels like it can give someone a sense of life of going in and be like, okay, we got our ass kicked in this map, but we started to figure it out these 3 rounds. We started to come alive. We got knocked off our game. We weren't playing our game individually or as a team, but at least we had this stretch. And if we play like that going into Nuke, we can handle Liquid. And that'll be about the only positive thing you can mention.
Yeah, but even that seems unlikely.
It does seem very unlikely.
Team Liquid about to grab map point. MIBR will have one buy. They'll have one chance to do what you're saying. The pistols leap through the smokes, and to their deaths, they will charge as Team Liquid keep 5 alive and reach map point in a speedy fashion. Just feeling like that Spirit Na'Vi game yesterday.
Yeah, it really is. Or the G2 phase game this morning.
Yeah, true.
Or the Vitality MIBR series yesterday.
I'm not even gonna lie. I was barely awake at the end of that game. That just happened so quickly.
I woke up to watch it, and about 20 minutes in, I was like, I'm going back to bed.
Yeah. Didn't miss a whole lot.
There's nothing here I need to see. All right, well, Liquid have 10 opportunities to close out Mirage. Deep utility in middle, and they're going to try and do it quickly with an uppercut towards the B bomb site. They've got 2 MAC-10s still in the field of play. They've got 3 Galils. Want to get pacey with it and want to pop into this site before anyone can react.
Drop under pressure. He's got Insani out short, but he's not going to be much help just yet. And things are heating up inside of the site for Drop. But they stalled out Liquid for a second, and then 3 kills erupt for Team Liquid. It has been a dominant showing here on Mirage. MIBR do not show up on this opening map, but Exit, he doesn't want to go out just yet. Doesn't want to go out with a fight on Mirage. He's got himself a couple of kills, but a lot of damage sustained. And it's still difficult to imagine a world in which he even gets out of this market with the way Team Liquid are set up. Yekindar in the corner with some health to play with. And the time ticking on for Exit. He hops out, and to his death, he will march as Team Liquid take 13-2 versus MIBR in the opening map of Mirage. They're just looking to get this business done and move into the playoffs.
Well, if they keep playing like that, they will. Well, actually, if MIBR keep playing like that, they will. Look, when we saw Mirage come through in the veto, we've already seen MIBR struggle on this map. It's not a good one.
Yekindar, who's been under tons of scrutiny on this Team Liquid roster for the entire year.
And when we talk about the Team Liquid run, let's talk about MIBR's run, the teams they've had to play so far at this stage of the major. They beat 3D Max, then Na'Vi. That was obviously the main one that everyone was surprised about. The fact that MIBR went up 2-0 on the opening day of the elimination stage by defeating Na'Vi. We went on to realize that Na'Vi maybe are not in the best form in this event. They lost to Vitality 2-0. Now they've got Team Liquid. So a tough run for MIBR at this stage of the major. But we're getting into Nuke. We've got to hope that MIBR can show us something different than on Mirage.
I mean, losing to Vitality 2-0 almost isn't like a fair statement of how that went. It was a 13-3 loss on Mirage, 13-5 on Anubis. Now we've got a ramp push coming in, but a crossfire set up 3 players here. Doolies can't get anything done. Lukowski does go down, and Naf somehow makes his escape. But ramp room under the control of MIBR, and they're going to crank up the pressure to this lower site.
Yeah, well, Naf has got ultimate with him.
Oh, good
MIBR
stop.
have paused. They've reset.
And Liquid can no longer go up vents. So they have to go all the way around. The opening is here. They're going to have to retake through mini. 3 USPs all coming in, but you've got Drop waiting over at the squeak door to help cut off these rotations. And a very difficult retake now for Team Liquid.
Trying to come back into the site. It's going to be Insani playing from Heaven. And Ultimate to clear out towards CT Vent. Getting ever closer with the kid on their back. Here goes Ultimate forward into the open, and Safe doing what he can. Exit alongside of him, and MIBR are going to win this pistol round and win it with 4 players staying up.
Yeah, again, pistol rounds have not been kind to Team Liquid throughout this tournament. First map of winning winning the second pistol, winning the second round in the first half was quite nice for them, but pistol rounds themselves a struggle, and once again they drop it here.
Yeah, but that's a detail that MIBR had over on Mirage as well. They won the pistol round. Lost to the Force Buy immediately here from Team Liquid, which is coming in again. MP9's Alpha Naf and Yekindar, and upgraded pistols around the rest.
A different style though, right? Mirage, you wanted to be, you had to be cautious of the scouts, of the longer range fights. Here on Nuke, you got to be really cautious about the pistols close up to choke points. Insani going to drop into vents, the sole member of MIBR who's dropped down, so playing a tactical round to try and get over this, and the rest of the team will be passive and pause. Oh, but Lukowski misses the timing on the peak, so once again, they start with the man down. A response from Exit. And Twist waiting in Big Garage, off angle for the cross. Hopefully Ultimate can be a distraction.
Well, they come on by. Tough shot to land with the Deagle. Ultimate to fall at the hands of Safe. And
that should be the round. Round should be done from here. They can't go down vents, as you can see. JKS takes a little bit of a risk with a low 5 pistol. And Exit outside spots the final 2. So 2-0 for MIBR. Losing the initial kill, but responding perfectly outside. And Liquid in the next round will sit back with just pistols.
All right, so the first few steps have been taken here for MIBR and in what we hope will be a much more competitive game. Team Liquid will not have anything to work with in the next, especially with the huts on. Just Twist waiting with 28 HP. Oh, nice shot. Go back again, but insani this time to drop him. So MIBR 2-0 start, and Team Liquid on the eco. Should be 3 in a row here for MIBR, and they've at least built a great foundation. We talk about how important it is to get those first 3 rounds on the T side of Nuke. Once you've got those, you've laid a great foundation for a great T side.
Well, you've at least avoided the obstacle that really killed you on Mirage. Well, one of the many obstacles that really killed you on Mirage. But early on, Liquid was able to get their money flowing on the CT side and have it be so strong in after the first 3 rounds that MIBR it was just too much of an uphill battle that entire time. Constant buys, and then obviously we just saw the lack of production. But at least they avoid the idea that Liquid is going to get a bunch of bank behind this Nuke defense in the early going. Stack towards the upper bomb site. But once again, MIBR an opening kill and going to stay passive after that initial engagement. Let insani work outside, much like they did in Vents in the previous round.
MIBR being disciplined. Even in a round like this, they don't want to slip up. And so just staying nice and passive at the moment on this T side. Another game coming on right now, and it's one of the teams that MIBR have beaten so far. It's Na'Vi, as they look to play against Gamer Legion and survive in the major. The reigning major champs in a 1-2 game. And they've got Gamer Legion to try and bounce back against today.
Yeah, interesting conversation coming out from Alexi after that loss as well, and even Blade. Blade talking about how outplayed they were on Banana and that map, how insani just knew everything they were doing. Alexi talking more mentality, how it needs to shift to get them to qualify and moving deeper into the playoffs if they can make it. Good kill from Exit is dinked up. Buchholz gonna trade off Exit's death, and it's 3-0. So Guns M4s come out ultimate. I imagine he goes for the op.
Yeah, I mean, how dominant he was on it on Mirage, you would imagine it's coming out straight away. He's got the Kevlar with it, so up to the hands of ultimate. And MIBR really couldn't deal with him on the CT side. He was a beast.
No, they had no chance against him. He was nailing everything. So we'll see how exactly he decides to open up Nuke, if that confidence is going to carry forward. We know he's going to get aggressive at some points, but where does he want to be positioned for this first gun round? No utility to force out the AWP. And ultimate heads towards ramp for a deep angle to open up the defense, allow Naf to be a more supportive element elsewhere with the nades that he brings into the fight.
Cross smokes erected, and so MIBR trying to cross them behind them safely to Secret. Got insani down there, and you'll have many forces already down towards the lower bomb site. So Team Liquid are going to have to make the adjustments, and currently no one down on B.
I was going to Naf's backing off towards CT spawn, and Ultimate hasn't moved.
No one's rotated down.
So you'd think usually Ultimate might drop down with the AWP and Naf would take over ramp room, or Naf would rotate over and drop into ramp room, not even dropping anyone in vent. So I guess they're making a kind of a gamble that this smoke wall is all a little bit of a fake. But it's not, so it's actually going to backfire. And in this situation, with no kits on the board for Team Liquid, I think they just save.
Well, they're about to find out that MIBR have not bamboozled them. They've kept it very simple. In fact, everybody's crossed behind the smokes.
And it's obviously a very boring decision for Team Liquid. That's why I'm thinking I have to assume they're just trying to make a gamble on a read that it's not going to be the lower bomb site. But with how brittle economy can be on the CT side, I don't exactly think it's the worst decision in the world to just concede and just go for this kind of a gamble of staying up top and not rotating down, and just make sure you preserve everything. In the next round, they'll have kits, they'll have utility, and they can start fighting back. But this is a very, very, very rare kind of a round in Counter-Strike where nobody's taken damage on a full buy round. Not even an engagement. Like, I don't actually think anyone saw anyone. Outside of the spam through smoke, neither MIBR or Team Liquid spotted anyone on the other team, which is so strange.
Not a round we're ever going to remember,
a true unicorn round.
That one's done in my mind. Now we get into a timeout.
That round never happened.
Yeah.
Let's move on swiftly.
Moving into round 5, Jason.
Well, moving on into a timeout.
Yes. Well, as far as I'm out, Liquid maybe we're feeling merciful, Jason. Here, have one.
Yeah.
Have a round.
You guys need it.
Yeah, have as many as you need.
Yeah, I think the problem is, I mean, look at the money for the T side now, though. MIBR, 8,200 on Safe, 6,000 on Lucalzi and Insani.
Well, Team Liquid have made it difficult for themselves now.
They rich.
All right, this is the round where we get to see Ultimate's AWP out
first
for the
gun round.
time.
First gun round. Let's go. Deep Molotov outside. Twist's going to be moving in towards Mini. Barrage of utility into his position. And aided down to 50 HP. Little pump fake of an upper hit. Molotov coming out towards top hut.
JKS doesn't need to move. Protected from the flames.
It's all good. It was all a fake to get out some defensive utility, which they drew out of Yakinder, and now we set up that smoke wall again, and we'll see what Liquid decide to do. They've already put a player in lower. That's Yakinder, who's dropped down, gonna walk over towards Secret. So they're hoping the break of the smokes will delay the cross, and Yakinder can get to the bottom of stairs in time. Follow-up smokes deployed for a second wall.
Oh, but there's a gap enough for Insani to flick back towards Heaven, and Naf, I thought he had that one locked in, but Insani is so sharp. And Yakindar sees them moving down Secret. He deploys the smoke defensively, and Ultimate stops Exit from getting through ramp.
It's basically the same defense they had in the previous round, except this time Yakinder, they actually had a player downstairs. Now the problem becomes, MIBR used a lot of utility to get down to Secret. They have no more smokes, 2 Molotovs, 2 flashbangs. They've got to do this all quietly. They've got to do it all exposed in the outer yard.
JKS hanging out on top of Hut. Insani coming closer to him.
20 seconds.
On the follow-up in behind. They're letting this Heaven play go first, I'd imagine. Safe going to be moving through. Insani coming through main, and the Heaven player's trying to get in position to try and come over the top. But Twist, he turns. He's not ready for the second player, though, and eventually is overrun within the site. Yakindar waiting in the vent, but Lucalzi's watching for it, sees the head of Yakindar, and now mollies him out of play. So it's more on Ultimate to come out of the hut, but Yakindar flies up, Ultimate with a shot, and he knows that Lucalzi was Heaven. And so Ultimate will use his utility to try and heat things up for Lucalzi and keep him pinned back. But a molly comes in of his own. Fortunately, Ultimate had a smoke, and that should win him this round. He's on the defuse, stuck all the way, and Ultimate with a 1v2.
Great clutch from Ultimate, big time player. Once again, knowing the exact things he needed to do. Molotov towards Heaven, realizes the situation Lucalzi's in, and sneaks a defuse and steals the round away. And on top of that, 4 losses would normally be really detrimental to the CT side. It forces a lot of investment, but the investment itself is strong because Liquid saved everything in the previous round. This round in no way convincing for the Team Liquid defense, but they've got it on the board and they've got another full buy after that. Kits in the hands of Naf and Ultimate.
Quite quick through the door, Yakindar trying to stop it, but oh my god, he actually got a double. It looked like Yakindar was about to go down with nothing. But Team Liquid with 4 kills in the blink of an eye, and the round is dead.
Yeah, I'm with you. I was looking at that and saying Yakindar's got way too wide of a swing to handle Insani, but he sprays down the players indoors, completely ignores the guy right in front of him. Might have been mostly blind, and a little bit of luck goes his way. 4-2 for Team Liquid. Safe has a minute and 20 to try and do a little bit of damage. No motivation for Liquid to hunt before their money grows as well. Ultimate's the only one with significant money. JKS is 2,200 behind him. This MIBR team trying to avoid disaster, that 2-0 start and then losing 3 best-of-3s in a row. That's got to be devastating. We know that happened to FlyQuest in the previous stage after their blistering start on day 1 of the opening stage, not able to convert any of the series play they were involved in.
Yeah, and I mean, there's always one of those stories at the majors, isn't there? With the fact that there is best of ones in the opening day, you play 2 BO1s.
Yeah, a good day can get you right on the precipice.
But you're always closer than you think. You're always further away than you think. You think you're much closer after 2 BO1s, right, and you realize you're gonna have to play against some of the better teams in the best of 3s, and your chances just dwindle from that point onwards. So for MIBR, they would have been aware of that. And I think if they weren't, then they got a great reminder, thanks to Vitality.
It's been a cool journey for this MIBR team as they've tried to rebuild and reinvigorate the brand, which feels like it's been a process for them since whenever it was brought back in, I think 2018. When the brand was revitalized with all the old legendary players and had some success. But as they've tried to retool away from that, Safe and Drop joining about 1.5 years ago, and Insani breaking out into the scene about, 2 years ago at this point. They're breaking out in terms of potential and what he can do, and seeing it come to fruition here, adding in Lucalzi.
Yeah, that was a move everybody was asking for, They have Breno from the academy team for some time, and needed to take the next step, and so Lucalzi looked like the obvious upgrade.
Yeah, and I mean, individually, he seems to be getting more comfortable each and every event they play. Problem is now, you just got to play with what you've got, with how acclimated he's become into this lineup. But certainly has helped them get into a position to qualify for the playoffs out in Shanghai. Having troubles against Liquid here today, 4-2. Liquid coming back into this and have some money to sustain losses themselves.
The last round from MIBR ended immediately. It's been a save longer than the round itself. And Ultimate looking to try and get aggressive. He's got his teammate Naf alongside of him, and this could be devastating. There's plenty of players around the corner. Ultimate quick, but couldn't get away. And so now the push through Hut comes in from JKS, and it's 1 extra kill to work with for Team Liquid, but great job from MIBR trading these out, but eventually Insani takes a step far too far forward, and Twist is waiting inside of Mini. So with a headshot like that, it is now Team Liquid wrapping around the back as Twist takes a step forward towards Drop, and Lucalzi will walk right in towards it, but Twist, the timing! He looks away to check the T-roof and ends up getting blasted by Drop.
Cool idea from Twist. He's saying, you're the outside lurk, Insani, so I'm gonna start moving around in this position. You'll never expect me to re-push it. And Yakinder is now doing the same exact thing, saying, you expected Twist, but you won't expect the follow-up. Lucalzi up on the roof, Drop back in main, but Yakinder has slipped the net. A second flank. And Drop has the bomb, so Yakinder in position to shut this round down.
Yeah, and he's quick about it. Doesn't want to wait, doesn't want to try and trigger discipline his way into the lobby. And give away the information as to where he is. So Lucalzi, 1v2.
Yakinder needs to be really careful about how he takes this fight. It's a one-on-one, he's just got to swing for it. Good win, good follow-up, and once again, MIBR. I think going back to Mirage, this T side, like in the 2v3, they handle Twist, but then it's like a pause and wait, and you're almost like so nervous thinking back to Mirage of all the pushes you had to deal with, all the flanks you had to deal with, and it's slowing you down from making decisions. Plenty of gaps for them to exploit. They do a pretty good job handling this well-timed lobby crunch from Team Liquid. Now, Naf did make a step on that push, which is why they throw the Molotov and why they're actually prepared for it. But negate a lot of the damage in that, just cannot convert the round win afterwards.
Here comes the charge. Lucalzi, here's the hero AK, the player with the important rifle, and Naf just destroys everybody as they charge towards his position. There's no getting past Naf. P250 left outside. And that scoreline has been tied up very quickly.
Very quickly. Naf very strong over in ramp room as well, as you can see, not caught off guard. There was a small timing with that first player where maybe was a bit advanced for Naf's expectations, but handles it all very well. 4-4. 4 straight for Team Liquid's defense. And now that money is built up. Now it becomes so difficult for MIBR, winning multiple rounds where they're having trouble just getting the first on the board.
Ultimate. Aggressive towards right, and that grenade lands just in front of him. It isn't going to dissuade him to fall back he's inside of the smoke. His teammate Yekindar has taken a kill and save, and so Ultimate will take a few steps back due to the utility. Exit moving into the smoke himself. He realizes a play like this is somewhat required. Unfortunately, got caught by a flash and ran out blinded. And now MIBR in a 3v5. It isn't getting much better for them. It's just aggression they've got to deal with everywhere.
It is just very much like Mirage. Liquid on the extremities, just pushing up and being really disruptive to anything MIBR want to do. A full rotation down to the lower bomb site. So if you're MIBR, this isn't going to be a fun passageway to get in and drop. Ooh, okay, Yekindar. Those are beautiful shots. That's going to start making you feel like he's getting his groove back. 8-5 for Yekindar with a quad kill round.
Dude, if you're MIBR and you get 4 rounds out of this half, that's it. That's going to feel a little rough going into the second half. I made a joke earlier about Team Liquid kind of giving them one, but it might actually be the case.
Might actually not be as much of a joke as you thought.
Yeah, it might be reality. Tech9's here for MIBR. They've left a little bit of cash, as they want to buy in the next round fully. They blast open the squeaky door. Their util goes in, but they've been stalled out. And the speed has been slowed down as Yekindar goes into the swing. No, oh my god, JKS still getting one, but the Tech9s have penetrated the A defense, and the smoke being blasted open doesn't reveal the follow-up kills that Liquid would have hoped for. So MIBR fight their way into the upper bomb site with Tech9s, and this is looking pretty good for them to close it.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously getting 4 in the early going gives you the luxury of, you know, this one Tech9 bust into the upper bomb site being effective means all of a sudden they're having a good amount of rounds in the first half, regardless of what happens from here on out. It's a Nuke classic. Struggle in the gun rounds. Tech9 rush in the upper bomb site. Works perfectly. Defenders being forced to try and fight at the choke points at door. Yekindar exposed to Molotov, exposed to flashbangs in the sky. Naf going to try and take some weapons out of their hands. Turns, finds the first, spray control for the second. Well done. Steps up for Insani, who shuts him down. But the AWP is preserved and plenty of money for Team Liquid. 2 rounds remaining in this first half.
And a second timeout here for Team Liquid. Wanted to make sure that 5 is all they get.
Yeah, they took a timeout out of that after that round 3, 4? The one where they saved everything?
Round 4.
And it seemed like they wanted to talk things over. I mean, I was really curious at the time if that was maybe a blown rotation that they couldn't recover from, and that was what the timeout was for, or if that was just kind of the game plan of, you know what, we don't really have a whole lot of util. Let's not worry about trying to save the round. Let's just make sure we settle our money as quickly as possible on the CT side. Either way, it's worked out decently for him. Went on a 5-0 run after the fact. Ultimate spent a lot of time in ramp room with this AWP. Not positioning it outside, and there goes Yekindar. Spammed on the drop down towards vents, so an early disadvantage for Team Liquid to try and recover from. And leaves JKS very much alone in this upper bomb site, which sucks, to be quite frank.
Well, Ultimate and ramp. Maybe it's going to work out. As he waits, it looks like there was a little bit of pressure being set up to go towards him. Flash going through. Well, he's blinded by it. Has to toss out utility. Quite uncomfortable now for Team Liquid. They're going to make readjustments and send twists up into the rafters.
The hard thing is Naf and Ultimate are both over in ramp room at this stage of the round. JKS almost wanted to get aggressive. There's no information outside, but Liquid also know they can't go for the typical response of any kind of a lobby crunch because they know how many bodies are there.
Well, just under 1 minute left on this clock.
But as long as Naf and Ultimate, both of them over in ramp room now down low as well. There's so few resources Liquid have to work with, and also on top of it all, they have no information of what's coming.
So JKS and Twist have to go huge inside of this upper bomb site defense.
Yeah, incredible individual effort required.
JKS tossing up utility, trying to delay to allow the readjustment of the defending players. 20 seconds. JKS still at the back of the site, and no kills from JKS. Twist instead now steps up, and over the top he's got one, and one is not going to be enough. The individual efforts from the two A defenders not going to prove enough for Team Liquid to push themselves up to 6 rounds, and MIBR, they will take the lead. Yeah,
a very simple round. You get a spam kill through the smoke, and then you wait, and you let Liquid feel all the pressure in the world. And they never, you know, there was no risk taken anywhere. I guess the risk was kind of not shifting anyone away from ramp room in that lower bomb site. NAF was in vents for a little bit, but they had no information outside. And you're just really susceptible to that upper hit. So well played from MIBR. Got to give them credit where it's due. Looking like they got a little bit more life and a little bit more comfort here on Nuke. Even trading NAF off at the end of the day. Again, money's so good for Team Liquid, it really doesn't matter. Ultimate can drop over as many weapons as he needs. But MIBR take a lead, 6-5, as this opening half of Nuke comes to a close.
Team Liquid will have a good bye going into the last round of the half at least, so a great chance to fight for a tied scoreline. And we are talking about a map here where we expected MIBR to get back into the series and show a bit more fight. It's hard to show less fight than they did on Mirage, but it has been better from them.
This aggression has been the real positive factor of the CT side so far. And Ultimate might get picked up.
Oh no, his teammate walking in front of him.
Safe is given a dirty side-eye look to drop right now.
Damn.
Like, how are you going to disrupt my line like that?
Spatially unaware. It's all fine if he gets the trade though, which he doesn't.
Which he will not. But he didn't die. There's at least that. So Liquid get to play with the man advantage. Yikinder has shifted down the vents. Twist playing in Big Garage outside. It's the lurk of Insani they've got to deal with.
Ooh, timing for Insani to look away. He did cover himself behind the red box. JKS, been a number of rounds where you want just a little bit more out of him on this A site. Yikindar's taking a kill on Insani outside, but this is the moment for JKS. Stop the push out the door. He's got ultimate watching HUD, so JKS only has to watch towards the door itself. And with Twist going down, there's a bit more pressure now on this Liquid defense. A 43 and plenty of damage done onto Team Liquid. Yikindar's on 6 HP, ultimate on 36, and that bomb just made it down the vent.
Yeah, he's going to have to be calling that one out. Naf's going to have to go back to ramp room. He was rotating over, but drops alone here, so it's like a little bit awkward. Naf, if he can find this engagement off angle, Drop must win this fight. Must hold on to this bomb site. If he goes down, Liquid just straight up win, and that's it.
Yeah, Naf easily gets him, and Localzi great shots, but the defuse being stuck as Drop had planted all on his own. So the half will end 6-6. And a strange finish to the half. A couple of weird rounds throughout that one, but a tie game, and we'll take it.
A strange half overall, it feels, on Nuke. Wasn't a whole lot of, like, action.
No, we had the Unicorn Round.
The Unicorn Round,
that round was
but
weird
also
too.
MIBR played a very slow style. You know, getting a pick and waiting around for a minute. You can't argue with the results as they get 6 on the board. But yeah, not as much brawling outside and trying to cross over towards Secret and getting in engagements out there. A lot of it focused towards ramp room. A lot of it focused with Liquid's aggression.
Yeah, outside of the Tech 9 rush into the upper bomb site, it was a relatively slow half from MIBR.
So we switch sides. Twist is going to have to call his team a very good T-half, especially if you consider the pistol round rows that I've mentioned a number of times. If that continues into the second half and there's no kind of standing for Liquid to build upon in the first 2 or 3 rounds, and then all of a sudden a lot of pressure goes onto the relatively inexperienced when it comes to in-game leading Twist to try and pull them forward.
Well, Twist is brought back to Team Liquid to start getting wins, better results. There's a Team Liquid organization that throughout their history have chased down grand finals, have chased down championships, grand slams. And in the greatest part of their history, Twist was an integral part of that. He went off to FaZe Clan, won plenty of titles, trophies, grand slam there, and He's come back. Now with the helm, trying to call them into the major playoffs. Are they going to be quick going down the
they're
vent?
lucky.
Insani, yeah, definitely lucky to get away from his gaze.
They got stuck. They actually blocked each other, but this is a very quick flank for Insani. Ultimate with a big kill, but no one's watching Decon. Naf gets out of the bomb site. It's planted safe, and Insani opens the door, so now the indication is there.
Naf turning back, fighting, drop ramp. He goes into the swing at Decon, but Insani lands that headshot. Here comes the flank around the back, though. Yakindar to the back of exit and making sure that it is going to work out here for Team Liquid. Luchowsi stuck in the vent with nowhere to go. And we talked about some of the weaknesses. You've mentioned it multiple times. Team Liquid have struggled in pistol rounds, but not here in this one.
And this pistol round's gone very well for them. Nice shot from Yakinder at the end, 7-6. Liquid take a lead and they get that good start. The luxury they haven't had a whole lot throughout this elimination stage. Anubis would be the third map if we need it, if MIBR's defense can stand strong. But good entries from Team Liquid. Opening kill was theirs. Naf on the follow-up to really secure the bomb site, and Yakinder with that late flank as the insurance policy. Second round bye. Scout in the hands of Safe, MP9s on drop and exit.
Well, Safe is very good at getting tags on the Scout. You can often give your team a chance when he's got it, but this time ripped away by Twists. What a shot from Van Dalken. That is just something to marvel at with that range and how quick it happened. Safe he's got whiplash. Probably will continue into the next round.
That's the thing of beauty from Twists. Wonderful shot, wonderful pre-fire on the angle. 5-on-3 and Liquid can just hit the pause button. They know with a weaker, diminished weaponry, if MIBR want to get back into this, it's got to be something crazy, some kind of a response they don't expect. So everyone on full notice for a push. Twist going to be moving forward towards Hell. He's got ultimate there for the trade if required.
Twist taken out and ultimate immediately there with the trade.
This position sucks all of a sudden. You're like, oh, this is horrifying. Yakinder joining up with ultimate, so once again Liquid being patient, waiting for spacing to promote trades.
Exit just primed, ready to go. With the MP9 at this kind of range, the AK will be favored. And with all that damage, 1 HP left on ultimate. But he's still able to win the essential fight.
Liquid's just got to be careful with the time. 20 seconds, Naf's cleared out the upper bomb site, Luchowsi down low, so it's all good.
Ultimate can't drop down without being worried that he might lose that 1 HP. So he's still going to stay up there, play the safer option.
All right, so Liquid handle business in the pistol round, the ensuing round as well. No conversion for MIBR. And Liquid will have an easier time in the third against USPs, and this gives them the driver's seat, at least in the early going, at least for the first gun round, and we'll see what MIBR can do to stop them.
For Team Liquid, they started this roster with a lot of positivity and excitement because we've just become so used to watching Team Liquid lose, Team Liquid have disappointing results, weird rosters that didn't really make a whole lot of sense. Actually, then they brought in Cadian, and you were expecting, okay, this is a team that this is a great move. This is a roster move that should deliver some great results, and it didn't. It disappointed. And then when you're thinking, okay, we're going to bring Ultimate in, this player that no one's heard of, Twist is going to in-game lead. And I think the fact that they were competing with some of the world's best so closely, so quickly, that got a lot of the people very excited about this squad.
Oh, of course, yeah. I mean, you know, Liquid's one of the best organizations we have in the Counter-Strike scene, and you can tell they have like a huge dedication to making sure they're constantly competitive in these big events and at majors. So I mean, that last roster ended up being such a disappointment. A really cool idea. I don't even think you can fault them for bringing that team together because it seemed like it had such promise and obviously was a complete train wreck. But having Twist kind of take over the leadership of the team and say, all right, you know, if I'm here, I want to be dictating what this team is going to be looking like. Good 5-7 kill to start things off. But yeah, the pickup of Ultimate was just an absolute revelation. And the great thing about it is, throughout Liquid's history, even at their best moments, they've never really had an AWPer. Nitro taking it up did a very good job with it, considering he was not a classic AWPer in the sense that he spent his career doing it. But now that you have Ultimate with this kind of revelation and the performance that he has with the AWP, that's a big tool that Liquid's always missed.
And when they did bring an AWPer in as a stand-in for 2016 Cologne and Simple, you know, had one of the most famous AWPing moments for Team Liquid.
Sure.
But when he was a member of that team, Adren was AWPing, so...
And so is Kusta.
Oh, yeah.
My boy.
Yeah. Damn, that was a long time ago, Jason.
Yeah, we've gone down the history road. Liquid being very passive as well in this round.
Didn't have Kusta on the bingo list of mentions of the perfect world Shanghai Major 2024.
But if you are out there and you had it on your bingo card, congratulations, you filled up a square. Kinder's got the bomb, so he's waiting for his teammates to clear things out.
Yeah, someone's just like, yep, plant, please, let's go.
Yeah. With time running down, don't want to make any mistakes, don't want to get caught by any sneaky positioning. This just tracks with the first half, been like a very calculated, almost like stalemate at times. We're still poking and prodding deep into rounds. One last gambit to try and get some kills at the end. Just one on the JKS. Liquid trying to evacuate, but encountering resistance. Bomb will go off. Yakinder dies with it, so Liquid take 4 deaths in this victory. Not ideal. But now comes the gun round from MIBR. Safe with the AWP immediately. M4s and utility picked up on the other 4-player. MIBR have everything they need to have some stopping power in this round.
Safe looking outside from Garage. And Team Liquid go out with the same controlled approach. The outside smokes to deploy, severing the vision of Safe, but that is once again given to him by the grenade, but they were aware of that, so Team Liquid actually let that utility come through. Then they move into the open, but Safe will not be denied. JKS is found outside. And MIBR given the advantage, but Team Liquid explode, and Yakinder moves forward, hunting that AWPer down, and now applying pressure to the main play of insani. But here comes the attack out from Team Liquid. They burst through Locality. Exit gets a double, though. And with those 2 kills and the bomb rolling to his feet, the round is done in favor of MIBR, unless Ultimate can pull off a 1v3. And he'll come out from the door, he'll swing into the open, and that first fight against insani is the end of that. 7 rounds for MIBR, opened with a safe kill and closed by insani.
Yeah, the safe kill is massive because it takes away the trade ability through Mini. Which, I mean, if you can go 1-for-1 there, Exit cannot play this position with any kind of safety. So actually a massive opening frag from the AWPer. AWP is recovered at the end of the day. And now all of a sudden you go back to that previous round of Liquid losing 4 against USPs and 1 save 5-7, and that's actually devastating to the economy. So they decide to play it conservative. Ultimate's got a hero AK-47, Tech 9 and armor on players that could afford it, but Twist and Naf relegated to pistols, no armor and utility. Gonna try and blow up into this upper bomb site. Yakinder spots one in the site. Player on top of HUD had safety at the edge of the Molotov. And MIBR handling this hit with no issues.
Nice and clean from MIBR, and the gap is now just 1 round. Exit with a 4K. Impact in the previous round. Make sure there's no danger in the follow-up. On the Team Liquid, not a whole lot of money, Jason. Still not looking too good for them. So you'd imagine another round where get a couple of Tech 9s in here, maybe have some upgraded pistols around that.
Yep, I'm with you.
And this is going to be a tied scoreline, most likely for MIBR.
Tons of smokes, but no Molotovs. Not a whole lot of flashbangs either, so I imagine this is going to be geared more towards outside than towards upper ramp room.
Well, they've given Naf the responsibility of being the hero AK carrier. So let's see what Naf can do in a round like this.
As Ultimate in the previous round, I think they're saying, you know, Naf can play a more passive role on the T side, so doesn't necessarily need an AK-47 in that next gun round, or by the time he gets involved in action, There'll be rifles for him to pick up. Smoke broken open, a second one comes in, much like the first round where Safe got his pick. This time, Liquid maintain their patience. Follow-up smoke wall is erected so they can cross towards Secret.
Well, the utility coming in from MIBR is going to make things quite difficult to safely cross all together. It's going to delay, and those smokes will start to fade away soon, but Team Liquid actually made it down with significant numbers.
Yeah, but with the two smoke walls set up outside, there's no smoke for this lower bomb site, so it's going to have to be brute force. You're going to need to get this kill or trade on Lucalzi. Dinked on Yakinder. Now he knows what's coming. He's got a second teammate as well.
He faked the door. He went
fakes
back.
the door.
They come through, they look at the door, but he's already to the right side. So Lucalzi gets one out of that fight. The rest of his teammates rotating down and getting involved in these duels. Team Liquid keeping it close though, and a bomb plant coming in. Ultimate taking steps forward, wanting to find a better weapon, but there was none found. So he remains in the deagle. He goes to the control room. And JKS waits at the back of the bomb site. Ultimate into the open to fall at the hands of Safe. And so it is on JKS, who has no chance because a sick flashbang lands right in his face as that fight came in. So score is tied up. It's going to be 9-9. MIBR do get that result, but Team Liquid getting the bomb plant with extra money coming out in this round.
I would have liked one or two more kills in that round, but that's the consequence of not having a smoke when you get to that lower bomb site. There's those deep angles up at the U-Haul, and then obviously can't just drop a smoke inside the site to plant inside of it. This is the third and final timeout used by Team Liquid. They've had a rough time getting going once the guns have come out on their own T side. So final chance for Mither to motivate the boys, get those last notes across to the team. It's going to be all twists from here unless MIBR give him a reprieve with a timeout of their own. MIBR playing to survive and move on to Anubis as a third and deciding map. Liquid would love to close this series out in 2, but struggling to get it done.
Well, there's Naf taking the hit, as you mentioned, Tech9 having to come out for him, but everyone else with the AK. Team Liquid deployed the outside smokes, but no one working with them this time. Here goes Lucalzi, aggressive, sent through door, and that fight isn't going to work out for Lucalzi. He goes down in the lobby.
There's Naf's rifle, if he wants to go pick it up. JKS going to be moving outside towards red box. Got a good position for a lurk. Smoke wall coming in late as he has this position. No nades to break it open and get information on what's happening with the cross. So that'll put some pressure onto this defense, especially in a 4v5. Insani takes a risk considering that smoke wall is up, and he actually goes down vents, which is usually a textbook no-no when you don't have information outside, but it's going to work out this time. Good shot. Oh, better follow-up. There's another player coming in, though. Exit's going to be down at control side. 3-on-3, and he's going to beat the timing of that Molotov.
JKS going to easily fall at the hands of Drop. And Team Liquid into a 2v3. Exit with a follow-up. Leaves it all on Naf. He started this round with a Tech9. Now with a rifle in his hands. Has all of the work of his team to do. So many fights in 3 different directions. And it proves impossible for Naf to muster. It will be MIBR to head into the lead. And the first squad to hit double figures on Nuke.
Shout out to Insani. I mean, 2 beautiful shots, but that's a big risk dropping in towards vents. Obviously, if JKS chooses to cross and go secret and watch for the vent drop instead of lurking over towards mini, Insani might just die straight up. But the risk pays off, and he delivers with 2 kills behind it. JKS thinking that rotation would come a little bit quicker, had to play a little bit early to try and alleviate some of the pressure downstairs. And MIBR have gotten a grip and got a stranglehold of this CT side. Now 4 rounds in a row for them.
Look at the speed from Insani. JKS is distracted in the fight that was pushed through Hut, and so his back is turned. And it works out for MIBR to overwhelm the lobby. And for Team Liquid, they have no chance in playing their round, no chance in playing their game. And Naf has to clutch, and this time denied by Exit. 11 rounds to 9 is MIBR taking control of Nuke. And over on Mirage, we said that Team Liquid did a great job of making sure that MIBR couldn't play their game, couldn't get into these rounds, couldn't play off the calls that were made out of spawn, and MIBR being so disruptive at the moment to Team Liquid, giving them a taste of their own medicine.
And I like it a lot just because MIBR, this is the first chance they've had to do something in this series, and they have some money behind the CT side, so they can open up the playbook and go deeper and take some risk because they could recover a lot easier now with some cash built up if things go south, but they haven't yet.
If you're MIBR, these are the kind of rounds where you're expecting a quick upper bust, an acceleration from Team Liquid, and here it comes, right in towards Exit, who has been a rock on this A bomb site. Insani alongside of him stalls out any play from Team Liquid, and the round is dead. It is going to be map point for MIBR on Nuke. And we've gotten here very quickly in this second half.
And we really have. Good shot from Ultimate with the Tech 9, but you can't build anything on top of it. Safe with the AWP, has the deep angle, and it's just down to twists. So MIBR will have 3 chances on the CT side Nuke of closing out this map and taking us to Anubis. A good recovery from a devastating loss on Mirage that they obviously were able to just shove to the back of their minds and forget about for the moment. But it brings us back to a conversation during the veto on the desk of the ban of Ancient to allow Anubis to be that third map. I think if I had to guess, if I had to hazard a guess of the mindset of MIBR, it would be that they prepared for Anubis thinking it would be picked, potentially.
Well, they've come in with the prep. It may be an unfortunate day for Team Liquid as they wanted to try and qualify into the playoffs straight away, but not going to be doing it in a 2-0 fashion. Unless they can turn this around from a 12-9 deficit. And they can't even construct the boost the way they wanted.
Yeah, I don't think JKS realized he wanted the boost. They went for the run boost, it failed, and I think Ultimate still wanted to get propped up, but that obviously ain't happening. So Safe will be in secret with the AWP. There's more lobby aggression. Yakinder can't handle it. Lukowski just stepping through a smoke again. The confidence now beneath MIBR to take those kinds of risks has got to be frustrating for Yakinder. Naf has an attitude to clear out that squeak door quickly.
Yeah, he's like, I've had enough of being bullied in lobby. So he goes back, he fights, he stands up for Team Liquid here and gives him a chance. 4v4 again. Naf this time fighting through the vent in towards main. It's a kill that puts Team Liquid ahead on the player count. Can they convert this?
Still a lot of players outside, which might catch him off guard. The all pushed in secret, drop back in big garage. Exit's really the only one on the map who can play. And the op might have a tough time Safe finding a new place to get impact in this round. You don't want to come up vent with the AWP. You know, door is blown open. You know, Naf was just there. So this is a long time for Exit to play by himself. Drop will get a new angle to at least have information towards Squeak Door. Good kill. They stop for the fight and JKS struggles to win it. He'll go down for free, but the trade has to be there and it will. Naf winning this round single-handedly with the triple kill. Bomb is planted and Safe. Oh, he's going to go for it.
Climbing up towards the vent. He's going to give it a go, but Naf, of course, it's Naf to close it. All of his hard work. And he keeps Liquid alive for at least a round longer.
Yeah, quad kill. A little bit of attitude in the round from Naf. Plenty of money for MIBR to buy in this round, but moving forward, things are going to get a little sketchy as weapons are built up. Although Insani, 6 grand behind you, yeah, they're fine. I take it back. They're all good. Liquid's got to come back the hard way and force overtime against full buys each and every step.
Well, Naf has given you a chance. And perhaps the hope that you can pull this back into overtime. Insani with aggression outside this time. Good info picked up at least for Ultimate. He's seeing 3 players positioned outside early. How does Team Liquid want to deal with that? Some pressure applied in Hut, but cut out by utility and slowed down.
Yeah, great response from MIBR off the back of their opening kill. Just dump utility, the only response that's really dangerous. As you mentioned, 3 players outside. Upper will be weak. JKS
no.
misses the shots. That was the equalizing kill, and Liquid really on the back foot, and Anubis looms.
Yukindar with a pick as he charges to the fire. He's got his teammates going forward, but they're all dying to this man drop. He will close out the second map for MIBR, and this series needs 3.
Yeah, it needs 3, and Team Liquid are going to be bitterly disappointed with that one. MIBR's map pick going their way to level up the series. Maybe the plan in the future, Yanko, is just...
13-10 was the victory on Nuke. And now heading in to decide on Anubis. Liquid CT side, MIBR starting on the offense.
One last check of the notes as the pistol round gets underway for JKS. And here we go.
I like the point that the desk brought up, that it felt, you know, Yanko talking about the two force buys that kind of like back-to-back, that was like a mismanagement of economy, that weird fourth round where all 5 players from Liquid, it felt like they got really disorganized and kind of thrown out of their game a little bit on Nuke early on and never truly recovered. So it's about to get your attitude back.
Well, some attitude immediately into this pistol round as MIBR go 3 for 2 in the opening fight. So they'll settle down after that mid-fight goes down, and we wanted action. There you go, Jason.
Yeah, started things out quickly. A nice little brawl. 3 players, though, go down for Team Liquid. You get the initial kills, but then those Glocks stream out wide. Way more bodies in middle than they probably expected. And hard to figure out how to recover this round if you're Team Liquid 2-on-3. But Naf and JKS, if they hit this timing on the flank, MIBR hasn't quite turned the corner just yet. There's the utility, there's the spot, but again, the Glock just reigns supreme. And JKS is going to be left in a 1v2, bomb being planted.
Yeah, the problem is they know exactly where he is. And so they can position themselves perfectly and make this almost impossible for JKS to come back.
It's planted at the back of the bomb site as well. There's no cover for JKS to really do anything, and obviously plenty of time for them to wrap around through Temple as well. This clutch is near impossible for JKS, especially without a kit.
He's going to be very aware of that. So he taps, the peek comes in, they see he's off it. Second swing comes in from Cave. And Insani to close the pistol for MIBR. A 3K from Insani. And that's one player that we have to talk about a little bit more, because playing in his first major, this is a player who dominated Na'Vi. He was the win condition, and we know that when he has a great game, if he has a great map, it can be so difficult to put an end to Insani.
Yeah, especially if he catches momentum in a map like this where entries can be so convincing. If Insani's, you got that pinpoint precision we saw against Na'Vi, Liquid's in for a very rough half. That pistol round was, I don't even mind it from Team Liquid. I just don't think they ever expected 4 Glocks to just swing in that fashion. You get the opening 2 kills, but way too many players to handle after the fact. And you're stationary while they get to run rampant with the Glocks. Only USPs and a flashbang.
But it's a stack towards A, and they're going to push out with it. Exit was fantastic at farming the pistols, and again, he'll do it here on Anubis. Yanko was touching on the fact, you know, there was back-to-back rounds where Exit in 2 or 3 rounds and 7 kills racked up in the blink of an eye. They'll be happy about taking 4 here. MIBR with a 2-0 start. They deal with the first 2 rounds quite easily. And now Team Liquid onto the bye. So it's M4s, no op, to be cited for ultimate.
Yeah, we've seen mostly throughout this series the CT side force up in that second round, keep enough money for the op to come out on the first gun round. Not this time. Going for the M4s immediately, and MIBR, the knowledge of those unarmored USPs, going to let them know this round is investment. So first gun round in round 3. Default spread for MIBR. Insani going to challenge knowing there's no op on the field to play, trying to warm up his shot.
Flash setting up Yukindar to go aggressive. Doesn't fully swing it. Tries to isolate that close fight off the top of the ledge. Doesn't see anybody. Now Flash to be sent in towards a main, this time from MIBR. Exit running in. And they've got a main control.
And this is a good round so far from MIBR when you consider, you know, this third round bye, there's going to be a lack of utility for Team Liquid. So already at a minute and 12 seconds, they force a smoke out of the A player, which kind of forces the hand of the B defenders to get aggressive and try and get some control of information. Twist has rotated over to the A bomb site with a follow-up smoke. Canal is going to be a point of contention. This Molotov is going to force them forward. Oh, that's a good swing. Double swing from Yukindar and ultimate. And MIBR not in position to take advantage of the information gained there. 3 players coming to B main. Do they have another flash for this?
Doesn't look like it. It's going to be dry as Yukindar moves into the open. Insani will punish that. He goes back into the fight to try and duel with Naf and Temple. 30 seconds remaining in the round for MIBR. Still some pressure being applied towards A main. Safe as the bomb in his back, and they're going to go for an A split finish, but there's not a lot of time for this.
Yeah, Twist is reading this, and this was the same problem they had on Mirage. Stalled out for most of the round. Yeah, dropped down. Back to ultimate, low HP, still gets a headshot. Naf still alive in the site. 12 seconds now.
Naf coming back, getting into a good position to try and stop them from coming out of connector, but the smoke is out and the headshot's in. Lakowski plants the bomb in MIBR 3v2 with Team Liquid start to come back into this, but with Twist going down at Temple and JKS alone with no kit, no utility, and no teammates, there's no chance.
Twist has got to be so frustrated about this round. He was just ping-ponged back and forth from A to B over and over and over again. Could never get a good read. And yeah, the clock running down is really worrying for MIBR like it was in the opening map of the series, but the fact that Liquid go for this third round buy and don't have the nades and Molotovs to stall things out throughout the round gives MIBR such an advantage as the clock dwindles. 3-0.
And another round where insani gets a double kill. insani hasn't died yet, 6-0 start. Great impact from MIBR's star rifler.
And this is, I mean, that round, you know, stylistically for Liquid, kind of what they've kind of worked with their CT sides is how aggressive they get Yikinder, but you're going to have to live with those kinds of plays. His dry push out B in the later stages of the round. You know, in one sense, you look at it and you're like, why are we giving up this free kill? But he did gain a good amount of information. It's just, that's the consequences of that style of play. And sometimes it's not going to pan out exactly the way you want it to. M4 on JKS, MP9 on Twist and Yikinder.
Utilt gonna drop in towards the B-bomb site. It's no intentions of moving with it.
Again, knowing they have the advantage of nades, so just forcing things out early, making Liquid spend what little resources they have.
insani swings into the top mid fight, actually loses it this time to JKS, who has the one rifle for Team Liquid. But now they know where that is. They know it's in mid, safe, spots out the connector peak, and they're starting to battle their way towards the A-bomb site.
Yeah, JKS has rotated to the wrong side of the map. They were hoping it was going to be a B response, but now they've got the indication A is coming in. Liquid can challenge for this. Man advantage, they have some weaponry, now an AK-47 on Twist as well. They have some things they can use. Missed Molotov is going to open up the ability to peek at bricks.
Yeah, and they're going to do exactly that. They swing in together, so many targets to fight, and starting to lose members are MIBR. Drop gets one from the back of the cake, but everybody from Team Liquid suddenly appears, and they've got a retake for their first round win.
Yeah, that missed Molotov has massive consequences down the stretch. That should have been 6-7 seconds of safety for MIBR to find some positions in the post plant inside the bomb site, but because it's not, Liquid take the opportunity to swing wide and do advantage fights. Two players huddled up at the fountain behind the pillar, one player stuck in the bomb site. Liquid do great work in this round off the back of JKS's opening kill. And now Ultimate's got the op. And now you've won a round with a relatively light investment, so money escalates for the CT side, and MIBR is forced to take a timeout.
That just shows you that the small details, the little mistakes when you're playing Counter-Strike at this level can cost you so much, can cost you everything in that round. Because on the lead-up, it was looking brilliant. They got the heaven smoke in, they made the right call. The one rifle that was saved went to the wrong side of the map.
Yeah, they had the advantage of actually getting into the bomb site for free. It's just everything after that, and very light utility for Team Liquid. I think they only really had one HE grenade in that retake. It's that salvage weapon off the body of insani from the opening kill, and then the missed Molotov that just buries you. So MIBR out of the timeout. Full buy. Money's starting to get a little bit tight. A plant would be lovely, even in a loss. The big X factor now is the op on ultimate and the utility. Gets much deeper for Team Liquid with Molotovs added into the mix.
Oh, the aggressive stance for Ultimate will not pay off. His exit just appears suddenly on his crosshair, and Ultimate is blasted away. Twist trying to hold on to middle, but he can't do it versus insani. And this is not an ideal start for Team Liquid by any means.
Yeah, that's putting it lightly. This is a disaster to open things up. Twist gets pulled into a fight inside the flames as he's blowing open the smoke. And Exit just destroys Ultimate, who has been rock solid for Liquid throughout this series, but he's going to have to recover from a cold start, 1-5. And I think Liquid's going to want to save at this B bomb site. They can recover the AWP in B main. But this has been too long without information at A, too long without information in middle. No reason for anyone from Liquid to step forward and attempt a retake. So 4-1.
And this is the scary part about MIBR, man. They just, when they get in the mood, when they're firing, they be so tough to put away. You know, exits look sharp, insani also.
I don't know if Yikinder can't find the AWP. MIBR might have stolen it away.
On the beach, JKS at least puts up a fight against insani. But there's so many other players here for MIBR as they realize it might be worth taking one of these rifles away if you can get Yikinder isolated.
Oh, it'd be so beneficial if they could grab one more.
Well, they do have a chance as Lacalzi is getting closer than Yikinder would like. Yikinder still stands a chance in holding on to this. With the cover around the corner. And no one was there to follow up. And in fact, Yikinder gets an upgrade. So an AK to peel away with into the next. But for Team Liquid, it is a pretty worrying start so far on this CT side.
Yeah, and I mean, look, you're going to go through these difficulties on CT side, Anubis, where it's going to feel like it slips away and you got to battle back for it. We know Liquid like to get aggressive with Yikinder over towards A main from time to time. They haven't really been able to do that. And I'd be curious at how effective that style can be against MIBR with how slow we've seen them play on Nuke and now here on Anubis as well. Being very passive in the first 30 seconds or so. Ultimate has another AWP. This time over in middle.
Oh, good peek for Ultimate. Into the open. insani to go down. And Team Liquid finally getting their AWP involved. They tried to get him out towards B main a couple of rounds prior, got blasted away by Exit. And look, speaking of Exit, making so much noise. And Yikinder's aggressive play outside of A will hear all of those steps, and it allows him to be ready for that fight.
Yeah, taking a big risk, very, very exposed to stairs to anyone in canals, but it pays off. And now Drop has to recover the bomb, 3v5. It's their turn to be at a massive disadvantage in the round. And do they even want to go for this? A minute on the clock, and they're all the way back in T-spawn. They have not even gotten any kind of control, and they're just saving. Money's starting to be a problem. They did lose a number of players on the hunt in the previous round, evacuating the bomb blast, so that comes back to bite them here in round 6. But if you're Liquid, to really alleviate the pressure on this CT side, you got to win one more in a row. Chicken's just hanging out.
Yeah, you know, just a chill guy, Jason.
Looking good. What if he just shot and blew up the chicken right there?
I don't think the crowd would enjoy that one.
No, during the camera angle?
It feels like a lot of these rounds are won decisively either way. You know, it's just there's like one moment that's ending the rounds. There's not a lot of fighting mid-rounds. There's not a lot of... There hasn't been a whole lot of that at all, Jason.
It's because of the way MIBR is playing so passively to start. It's like if you get picked off in these passive setups, you don't have the players or the resources to take a whole lot of control. If we have a more aggressive T side, even if you lose a player or two, you've gained some map control that puts pressure on the defense, forces them to peek for information, forces them to shift a little bit on the defense, and maybe you can find a way back into the round, an avenue back into the round, a kill that opens something up. But when you're basically back wrapped around T spawn and lose 2 players, what are you supposed to do? So a long extended save into round 7.
Yukindar. Opening kill's good. Flash is followed up. And so Yukindar, he's chasing it down, but he goes a little bit too far. And it looked like Ultimate had a chance to get 2 players with 1 bullet, but it's not to be the case. And so the numbers are evened out. And a 3v3 fight with 1:30 left on this clock. JKS positions himself here at the fountain, in behind the pillar. Needs to be careful he doesn't get forced away by Util.
Molotov misses its mark though, so he's got relative safety. There are 2 defenders at this bomb site. And NAF is close by over in Temple, so B has no information to it. Minute on the clock. MIBR can work their way. Double peek, and they've been rewarded. They've got 1, and that's the bomb. Ooh, note the bomb is on drops back, so he's safely able to back away. What's NAF gonna do? Pushes in towards Temple. Can't die here, and he will. Lucalzi, that's a huge find, and Drop's gonna start running. So now they have to get aggressive, but can they beat him? Can they beat him towards Khan?
Oh, they might. He turns around, he didn't have a weapon in his hands, and so the bomb goes down, and they chase after him. Drop does not get away. And Lucalzi now must clutch this one alone. Twist is going to consider the window, but he jumped up, he gave him a chance. And now Lucalzi has a 1v1 up against JKS, who he's seen on the bridge. And Lucalzi looks to end him, to bridge the gap between MIBR being behind in this round and pushing them towards their 5th round victory. JKS swings, stays composed, and wins this round for Team Liquid.
That's a big time clutch from JKS. That round was everything for Liquid CT side. It breaks the money of MIBR, no bomb plant. And that relentless aggression in A main works out. Drop thought he might have been able to get away, but what a long route to run through canals, and he could not escape the aggression.
So a Hero AK for Drop, and everybody else with either a Glock or a Tech 9. So you can understand why you call that a big time clutch for JKS, because the ramifications it has for the money and the scoreline here for Team Liquid.
Oh, good nade.
Is fantastic. Yeah, and that grenade is huge as well from JKS.
There's no utility to activate this. And maybe that could catch someone off guard if you're expecting there to be at least a flashbang or a smoke coming in.
Well, JKS got to peek out, gets the early information. A little bit risky to go into the open net from Twists. They came through maybe earlier than he was anticipating. JKS only getting the 1. And MIBR starting to fall back. NAF is ready for this. He gets into the water, he changes his position out the left side, knowing that he has ultimate scope to work with, and they combine together to shut down that fallback from MIBR.
Yeah, you could see NAF trying to get that deep angle, and I think Ultimate called him off. No, man, play to the left. I'm here. I got the angle with the AWP. Good call, good cohesion from Team Liquid. And MIBR getting nothing done with the Hero AK. Another buy-up, a Drop is on a MAC-10, so we can get extra utility. They're missing a couple of the bells and whistles across the util kit, but we're tied up at 4 going into round 9. Three rounds in a row, 4 of the last 5 won by Team Liquid.
Connector smoke blown open, and Ultimate had a chance, but now he stuck around a little bit too long. And so Drop sends bullets from that MAC-10 through the smoke. Twist also picking up Lucalzi. And at least this is looking good for Team Liquid in terms of stabilizing, because NAF is fighting on within the bomb site, goes flying through the smoke to jail, but Safe will lock him up. And a chance once again arises here for MIBR.
Man, that's a little crazy from NAF. That might come back to haunt them.
Oh, Yukindo's coming around the back line. Safe has got the eye goal. Safe has got the kill. And so MIBR back into a 2v2 even number situation. JKS and Twists, they've only got 1 flash. They've got a kid at least on the back of Twists. But with both MIBR players being outside of B main, this is now very tough with no smokes. 1 flash, they send it through. They blind him, they force them back, and now JKS moves forward to body block off his teammate. But a molly was sent out, and the fire will protect this round victory for MIBR.
That's such a confusing decision from NAF to jump through the smoke in that fashion. All the advantages you add on top of that. Yukinder playing really early before his teammates are able to begin the retake. And that's a really disconnected late round from Team Liquid. Completely punished where they had so many advantages. Devastating way to lose a round.
Yeah, it's going to be frustrating. The one positive is here for Team Liquid, they have got better money than that of MIBR.
Oh, and like overall, their CT side is working. You know, like that round, again, you've given yourself the advantage. You had that push out A main that Yakinder was finding really, really nice timings on a couple of times throughout this half. You had them whittled down at the B bomb site. Naf took out the platform player. You had all the advantages for the post plant, and it feels like just handed him right back to MIBR.
MIBR came into this round with 4 Galils and an AK after winning a round.
Those are just mistakes you can't do. Like it's going to be so tough to qualify with those kinds of mistakes coming out. It's put Liquid on the back foot. They could be up 5-4 in the driver's seat with an even bigger economic advantage. Now it gets sketchy, and now there's a chance for MIBR to really ruin their day. Molotov from Twist misses. Still disconnection between the Liquid defenders.
Yeah, not clean right now. Ultimate. He's got the off out on camera. On a snapshot from Insani.
Dude, that's like the third time Ultimate's just got straight up deleted. Exit early on in this half. Now Insani just bangs him out. Ultimate is finding no comfort. Mirage, he was unstoppable. But MIBR punishing him every step of the way here on Anubis in the first half.
Team Liquid will deploy the smoke at A main in hopes that that is enough of a distraction for MIBR just to slow down and allow Team Liquid to commit 3 players in towards middle. And those resources will combine for a kill on Insani. They get that 5v4, convert it back into the 4v4. And with 40 seconds left, it is a commitment for MIBR being set up outside of this A bomb site.
I think MIBR is just going to come right back into this. They just heard 2 defensive smokes deployed on the way back in. First one just drops right back by Cake. Second one goes a little bit deeper, but not perfect into A main. And oh, there's the aggression on the other side of the map. Naf and Yakinder maintaining the information and control of the map.
And now a little bit of panic for MIBR sets in because 20 seconds left. They realize they've just got to go through Connector. They've got to go through 2 players of Liquid though, and this round's done. This round has nowhere to go for MIBR, and as long as Liquid just stay alive, they shouldn't let this one go. JKS sprints into the open. Here's another fight being offered up. At least they've got Twist in a safe position inside of the B bomb site. Round is done. If Naf drops any of these players after the time, it's going to be devastating for MIBR. There's one, and the second just about getting in to the next round alive. But that's $300 left for exit. At least Team Liquid are able to bounce back after a round they should have won. At least they come back with a victory.
And maintaining that really proactive CT side we saw in the opening map is constantly pushing and constantly having information and constantly peeking these deep angles. So critical of a philosophy to have on Anubis. And that round started out really rough for Team Liquid, but they made it look good in the recovery. Galil on safe. Tech9's fully invested as MIBR with whatever they possibly can, but still Yakinder has no fear. And this push has punished MIBR so many times.
Yeah, they don't even realize it, but so much of the map has just been carved away.
I almost feel like with this kind of a push, if you're Liquid, do you want to get someone over in Con? Maybe too many resources at that part of the map to keep eyes on canals. JKS and Yakinder such strong positions. MIBR don't even realize it. It does make the defense play passively at the B bomb site. Twist deep in CT spawn. Naf playing over at Ivy with a little bit of utility, but this is all a fake and Liquid know it. They're calling it out towards middle.
Yakinder gets distracted, looks away, and gives safe the pick. Ultimate at least getting one back here for Liquid, and JKS knows that exit's up here on the rugs. That Glock is dealt with. But it's MIBR leaping their way into the B bomb site, bounding their way towards Naf. And he looks to tie them up as they move into the bomb site. Naf is taken away, saves life. The Tech9 swing though, Naf is gone. And a plant being secured here for locality, but really shouldn't get off the plant spot. Immediately taken down by Ultimate, who will finally feel like he's able to get involved in a round. It's not with AWP. Instead, it's with the rifle he gets his 3K.
They can have the AWP if he wants it. Twist can drop one over. Naf can drop one as well. if he returns the favor with an M4, but it hasn't been the greatest hap for him with the AWP. This double push in middle, you take out Yakinder and you think there's no way there's a second one. Yakinder's been doing it all half, but surely not JKS there as well. And maybe if MIBR had some AK-47, some better riflers, they could have come out on top, but money issues have plagued them in the last 3 rounds.
Yeah, it's not been the prettiest finish economically for MIBR. Constantly having to deal.
Is he pushing again? Yakinder's pushing again.
Okay. Yeah, he just walked out A main. And this time, they know about it, and so he's going to smoke it out.
Yeah, but I mean, even just the shots and backing away, look at how it's disrupted them. They started peeling back from the B bomb site because it's like he just peeked A main and saw none of us were home. Saw us moving canals towards Con. What a nightmare to deal with throughout this half.
Ultimate peeking down the window this time. He'll nail his shot on drop and get around the corner, back to safety. And the AWP will live on after its opening pick.
And now it's Naf that pushes. Okay, we found a gap. One of the canals players went down. Naf's like, I'll take the timing.
Another shot from Ultimate. Jumps across, gets to the temple. Naf's got the flank on and exits out of that. A very frustrating final few rounds here for MIBR, having to deal with the constant push and pull of Team Liquid all across the map on the CT side. And the proactive nature of Team Liquid's defense will allow them to end this half with a scoreline of 7-5.
And it took the entire half. It took 12 rounds for Ultimate's AWP to come online and have the impact we know it can, but look at the difference. That round was easy for Team Liquid, picking players off and letting his riflers take advantage in the opening in the offensive setup. 7-5, I think Liquid probably feel like it could have been better, like it could have been 8-4.
Definitely could have been.
Not bad considering the way this started, losing the pistol round. So they switch sides. It's Liquid on offense to see what they can bring to bear. Winner of this map qualifies for the playoffs of the Shanghai Major.
Hasn't necessarily always been the greatest T sides from Team Liquid. We've seen them fall flat on Nuke, the reason why we're here. But once again, the T side led by Twists. Have to try and close it out for qualification.
I'll say at the very least, this is one of their better maps when it comes to productivity on the T side. Offensive halves on this map can be much better than some of the other maps in their pool. A map pool that Liquid has struggled to get under control.
You say the word struggle, well, Team Liquid have had their fair few struggles on pistol rounds, as you've said throughout the series. Well, the pistol round win here could put them in a real comfortable position to kick off this second half.
Yeah, I think the T-side pistol they won on Mirage with their first T-side pistol round won in the elimination stage. Obviously, winning one here on Anubis with a 7-5 lead would be a beautiful start to give them the leg up to close this map. Insani has the deep angle, spots nothing in canals. 2 outside B. 2 coming down the stairs, and it looks like eventually the initial idea, force this defender back, go for a split.
Keeping it quiet for the time being, but it's just the calm before the storm as Team Liquid get ready to split into this B bomb site. Lakazi on the platform, Insani behind the obelisk. Lakazi takes that first fight and loses it against Ultimate. Insani to drop, JKS to follow through. And Team Liquid, not only do they win this pistol round, but they win it in convincing fashion.
Yeah, emphatically. None of those engagements as they stream into the bomb site. A lot of space given up by MIBR once that engagement from Insani through canals is negated. He's forced back into the site, and then it's a very passive setup, and the Glocks are just so overwhelming. So 8-5. Liquid got the start they wanted with the pistol, but you have to imagine they're going to encounter a second round bye.
Exit hanging around, hoping he can remove some of the Kevlar, but he'll drop away. Let's see what that force buy looks like for MIBR. If they decide to go for it.
Oh, they're going for it.
Yeah, they go.
There they're going for it. MP9, safe, exit, and drop. Picking up the SMGs. 5-7s on Luchowsi and Insani. This, you'd imagine, going to be relatively fast-paced or at least really, really aggressive when they pull the trigger. 3 MAC-10s for Team Liquid. There's a lack of head armor across the board on the defense, so the MAC-10s can chew them up.
And Ultimate getting rolling.
Great knowledge of the spread of those Molotovs. He had a little sidewalk and avenue to exploit.
Yeah, look at the speed of Ultimate as well. The fact that he was able to do that has allowed him to get so deep. Playing around the smoke, he'll come through camera, but MIBR start to become aware of that possibility.
I wonder if there's any information, if either Ultimate or JKS might have heard some of those, probably not JKS, but maybe Ultimate heard the flashbang, and now he certainly hears the numbers rotating. He's going to pull Liquid back to the A bomb site. I mean, look, he hasn't had any production in terms of frags, but this position so early in the round, you can see the amount of information it's been able to gather, and just tells them, Yakinder, throw a fake at the B bomb site, throw some utility, get their attention, keep them committed to the B bomb site defense, because A is wide open.
Yeah, and as they're all distracted, Ultimate can take more space as he heads down through storage onto the beach.
Let that be a lesson too. You know, sometimes when you get into those nice positions, you don't really have to do anything with it. You don't have to be hyper aggressive. This round, Ultimate and Team Liquid win with information.
Been a couple of rounds throughout this series that have been won without any action. And Ultimate getting his reward now. Some of his eco kills being teed right up. His teammate Twist goes down and exits on the chase. And Ultimate runs away. He doesn't want to get involved in that. So for MIBR, it is a round loss. But as long as they don't sustain any further losses of their members,
yeah, next round
at least keep 3 MP9s and a 5.7 and all this Kevlar in behind it.
Right, next round will have a similar level of stopping power to it. But Liquid on the verge of double digits. 4 rounds away from the Shanghai playoffs.
Coming into this major, Team Liquid would have had expectations of themselves to get to that kind of point, especially with some of the positive steps that they've taken throughout this year, but it seemed to slow down. It seems like it was stalling out.
There's always going to be that little lag moment, right? Where like if you get out to that really nice honeymoon period, and then you realize teams are going to start looking into you more, teams are going to start seeing some of your tendencies, and you're going to have to work on a few things, and I think that's kind of the drop-off we saw from Team Liquid. Ultimate individually, look at that, they want to aggressively take out this push. They're like, okay, you pushed, great. We know exactly where you are to come hunt you down. Yakinder can only get the one, but there's not a whole lot of strength behind these 2 remaining players. Safe is going to find a MAC-10.
Naf going to be marching down the stairs. Safe waiting for it. MAC-10 ready to go around the corner. And Naf to drop Safe without issue. 10 rounds collected here for Team Liquid.
And at this point, Liquid, I don't think even really care that Exit knows exactly where they're going. Clear close left. Naf doesn't do it. JKS handles business instead. 10-5. And MIBR must get started in this very first gun round. They've got all the money they could possibly need. AWP is going to come out in the hands of Safe. Passed over to him by Exit.
And as you've mentioned, this is MIBR's best chance. It's the best chance of both teams to qualify into the playoffs, because if you fall into that 2-2 bracket, you have got some really deadly teams down there. Na'Vi, FaZe, either Spirit, Heroic later today. Like, there are some teams down there you do not want to have to face in the deciding match. So getting through in this game is everything.
Insani does have head armor, so the MAC-10 of Yakinder might not be as effective as he would like. Oh, flash missed.
Oh.
Flash missed and blinded Yakinder instead. Huge problem for Team Liquid now, because Buchholz has held on to B main. Finally a trade, a follow-up from Naf. And the Temple player is pinned down. Bomb plant and a 3v3 post plant. MIBR has to test this. They have to at least try it. Safe might not commit immediately with the AWP, but they have to see what they can find.
Utility flies towards the pillar, limiting some of the post-plant positions that Ultimate can play with. So he goes into the open, and he starts trying to take some fights. Molotov in, headshot on drop, dispatches of his opponent in front of his face. And MIBR just a little bit too far away to consider this a possibility. And with their money on their line, and the chances dwindling away, they take steps back to a save. And the AWP at least will get on by. But for Team Liquid, this is another step in the correct direction.
Yeah.
And a save might be under too much pressure here. Holds on to the AWP. Naf swung him, trying to take that AWP away from him. But fortunately for MIBR, they will have it. Now we go 11-5. Team Liquid getting to the end of this road.
Yeah, if they could have taken the AWP away, it would have been everything. That would have been so massive. So you can understand the hunt, and they got plenty of money to sustain those losses. They've got a 6-round lead, 2 rounds away from the playoffs now. Even with the missed flash, that hit could have been way more convincing. If that flashbang goes actually through the smoke and doesn't blind you, Kinder, he might have been able to make that much, much easier. Still winning in the post plant. Good follow-up kills from JKS and Naf.
Yeah, final timeout here for MIBR. Knack going to sit behind the squad and give them one last rallying cry to try and come back into this game. But there's a lot of work to be done here for MIBR.
You mentioned the drop-off of Team Liquid as well at a certain part of the year after their kind of hot start coming out of the break. And reality was that this project was always going to be judged by their performance at the major. Qualifying is a huge step, and then we can see how far they go. But it's clear they've got some great pieces. The question is, does it look like there's enough of a ceiling left for this team to be a contender?
Exit with the A main flash sent out. He gets to peek just around that corner, but doesn't know how many players from Team Liquid are waiting on the other side. And JKS, he's going to go through it with a flash. Exit has to get further and further back. He will relinquish control of A main, but Team Liquid applying the pressure and putting the boot to the throat of the defense of MIBR. Exit waits and cleared out by Naf. And that MAC-10 continues to march into the bomb site, drop to fall a camera, and MIBR's chances of doing anything in this series have fallen away. Team Liquid grabbing map point and qualification point. Insani will do everything he can as he gets this one good go, but Twist to put him in the ground. And for Team Liquid, they are now 1 round away from the playoffs of the Shanghai Major.
Yeah, this is Liquid putting so much pressure on the initial defenders. They're basically playing a game, especially with these MAC-10s still in hands that have never been fully taken away from them. It's like, we can be aggressive, we can disrespect your smokes. With these flashbangs and the mobile SMGs, they're forcing MIBR players, saying the only way you're going to beat us at this point is if someone gets you a multi-kill. If your initial defenders can stand tall and take down 2 of us, 3 of us, and it's just not happening.
Drop and save in mid. Now some utility and some presence from Team Liquid, but they don't stay committed to that fight straight away. Ultimate's not going to be happy about the amount of damage he's taken on board here. Down to 30 at health. And Team Liquid start to drift towards B for a finish.
All the success that Twist has had in his career, this would be his 6th major playoffs, but it would be his first as an IGL, and I have to imagine that's going to be all the sweeter for him pulling this team together.
And it's a call to finish on the B bomb site. Great shot from Naf. A follow-up from Naf. And now just 3 clicks away. Team Liquid, they missed out on the last major. They've been desperately for years trying to get back to the point where they can become contenders. They're not there quite yet. But they remember the best time in their history, and who was a major part of that certainly was Twist.
And Naf, don't forget Naf. He's got all 3 kills to seal them this map win.
And they brought them back, and now they are led into the playoffs of the Perfect World Shanghai Major. A 13-5 victory over MIBR on Anubis, and we will see Liquid in the playoffs.
Will